Alright, we're back. Now, we were working on the head. We were working on the bottom portion here. So what we're going to do here with the feet, we're just going to bring this in a little bit of a V-cut behind the hoof, okay? This is going to be cut out. There's just going to be a little bit of a V-cut right here. Ever so slightly. See how it's not real deep? So the feet stick out a little bit. So this one I do first, okay? And then I go up here and I just kind of go in a little bit. I'm going to bring that back a little bit. Alright, so that's where his feet are sticking out. Go around and round that up a little bit better. You know, same thing here. We're going to go down a little bit more of an angle. I'm using the wrong knife again, sorry. Alright, so that's how that works. Alright, so we have that done. And we're going to come down a little further here. I'm going to kind of follow this out. Now, we'll do the legs in a little bit here. I want to make sure we define everything a little bit better. And go in a little further. So those feet stick out a little further. And just be careful when you do this, when you redefine things, that you don't stick your knife too far from here, like where I'm pushing it. You don't push it too far into the leg or at all. You're trying just to cut right along that so you have no lines, okay? If you go too deep with trying to cut it, you're going to end up with all these little lines. So just take your time, and it's the best way I can describe that is it's the feel of the knife. You know, you end up understanding the feel when you go across. You'll get that hang of how deep you can go with that. Alright, right here at the top, we're going to just bring this in a little bit, notch the top where the top of the hoof is going to be. Alright, and we're going to take this at an angle. Alright, a little bit of an angle. First thing I want to do is I want to get rid of all that. See how that's tugging? I need to turn that around and go the other way. Okay, so I'm going to just go here and I'm just going to notch that out. Okay, very good. Right. Up here we're going to redefine this as well. We're going to bring this down and around a little bit more. Now if you come up to the show, Don will be right across from me, I believe. I talked to him today. I'm going to have two tables as you enter the building. I think I'm going to be on the right hand side, but you'll find me. Walk around, you'll find it. I'll be at the end of a row like I was last year, and come up and see us. You know, come up and see us. Believe me folks, if you have not gone to a show, if you're a beginner and you have never gone to a wood carving show, you are in for a treat. If it's something you really enjoy and you're finding it fascinating, you will be amazed what you'll see at a carving show and the artwork that you see. You know, very elaborate stuff. You'll see all types of wood carving and cane carving and all kinds of stuff. I highly recommend, if you have never gone to one, to go to a carving. We're going to bring this down a little bit. Go to a carving show. You will not be disappointed, honestly. You will not be disappointed. You know, it costs a little money to get in, but you have to remember there's a lot of money put out to get these shows. You have to rent the building, rent the tables a lot of the times, and the chairs, and you know, you need a lot of volunteers to help out with it, and there's a lot of work to a show. Not only from the standpoint of the people that put the show together, but also for the vendors that bring everything out. You know, it's a lot of work. So, but do yourself a favor, if you've never been to one, go to one. I can't stress that more. You know, find someplace in your area that will have a show. Okay. So now the back side. I know I have this little brown mark, but I'm going to make sure that portion gets painted well. Since it's the back side, I'm not going to worry about it too much. It just happens to be in the wood, and sometimes I work around. You can work around it a lot of the time. It is a little softer, okay? So if you're going to do wood burning or anything, then that would be a little bit of a concern, but we're not doing any of that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up here to the face. I need to dig this out a little further. There we go. Scoop that out. There we go. That's good. Bring this down. And of course his eyeballs, but we're going to work on his ears. We're going to bring it up to a point. Okay, so let's start doing that. And there we go. Okay, good. So on the back side of the ear, what you want to do is kind of blend the back. You want to start, once you have where the ear is going to be, like we have here, what you want to do is be very careful and just kind of blend the back part of the ear to the head. You don't want to make it a distinct line going across. You might not be able to do that right at the top of the head, but on the back side of the head you should be able to do that. Okay? That's it right there. Okay, so we're going to bring this down just a tad more, and we're going to just thin it out a little bit more. This one's a little thicker than my other one, a little bit stubbier, but that's okay. And the same thing over here, we're going to bring in this side a little bit, and we're going to work on blending this side over. Okay. Yep, bring this over. And now if your knife is really sharp, you should be able to go across the grain like what I'm doing right now. But if it doesn't, please do not go, you know, just try to do it with the grain. But if your knives are sharp enough, you should be able to do that. Not every time, but most of the time. And again, you're going to blend the back side in to the head. This is when a little detail knife comes in handy, because then you can make that turn. A lot of times if your blade is too wide, you won't be able to make a clean sweep, because the blade gets in the way when you go to turn, and the back side kind of gets in the way of making that turn. So getting a detailed knife is recommended. People have asked me what kind of knives. Usually the beginner's knife that you get should be good for both detailed work and the other. For the most part, I can do most of my carvings with one knife. I use two different knives because I only use what's sharpest at the time, but doing all my detail I can do with this point of the knife and such. So, well, we'll be right back.